Arteta continues to drop points to bottom of the table teams that he has no business dropping points to, especially if he wants to win a title that Arsenal has been dying for decades, it seems centuries, with Man City on their tail. They've dropped two games now. Today's game against Wolves highlights the fact that Arteta is not only rigid, he's driven by fear, and his fear of losing, of drawing or giving up goals, is actually what cost him what should have been an easy victory today. He made several mistakes. The key mistake that he made today, as far as I'm concerned, was after taking a 2-0 lead in the 56 minutes, he called his soldiers down. What I mean is that he told them to sit back and play cautiously and defensively rather than using their high press and aggressive style of football. I don't know why he did that. Saka was playing well from the number 10 position. They had scored two goals and they were leading. You're playing a Wolves team, which is inferior. At the 56-minute mark, I don't see what reason he had to switch their style of play. This is counter to the way that Liverpool plays under Slot and under Klopp with the Giga press. It's also counter to how City play. They continue to play pressing football throughout the whole game. Now, City sometimes will loosen their intensity in the second half, not because they don't try, but because they're tired. Arsenal was winning. They had Wolves pinned, and Arteta decided to shift his team to a defensive mode to try to protect the lead. The only thing he did was protect the draw. Now, secondly, the biggest mistake he made, even though it seemed like it might have been genius, was we know that he doesn't have Odegaard playing. So he decided to put Saka into number 10 position rather than Saka usually playing or number 10, or at least an advanced attacking midfielder rather than on the right. That's not Saka's natural position. Then putting Madueke on the right. All of a sudden, this set up a chain of events which led to the fact that Saka would have to eventually go back to the right later on when Eze came in the game and Madueke went out. So even though it appears that it was working by putting Saka there, which is true, Saka's natural position is as a right winger. And so what I'm going to argue is that what this highlights is that at the beginning of the game, he should have put Eze as the number 10 and put Saka on the right. Or better yet, if he really wanted to change things, he should have taken Saka out of the game if he wanted to do that and put Eze there in a number 10 position, which would have made more sense. When he took Madueke out, he moved Saka to the right and put Eze as the number 10. So by putting Saka as the number 10, he already messed up the rhythm. Then when he brought in Eze to take Madueke out, Eze now started on the right. Saka went to the right and Eze went centrally, which is okay. But by this point, you're bringing in Eze from the bench, and you're now moving Saka to the right. So you're messing up Saka's rhythm. Even though Saka is not a central player, you've already had him centrally, and now he has to move to the right. So this is why I'm saying they should have brought in Eze as the central midfielder, the number 10, and started him with Saka on the right. I don't know why he decided to use that setup, because what it did was it caused confusion, because now Saka had to move to the right and Eze came centrally, and it messed up Saka's rhythm. The biggest mistake he then made after that was that when Saka went out of the game, he took Saka out and brought Trossard in. And bringing Trossard in, Trossard is not very strong from the right. And by bringing Trossard right, that caused Eze to start having to drift to the right, which meant that there was an underload, basically. They didn't have enough gravity through the center, and they were drifting to the right. So by this point, though, all of this doesn't matter, because after sitting back into a defensive style of play and letting Wolves come at them, they totally lost their rhythm. And then the last slap on the face was when you took Trossard out and brought in Calafiori to shore up the defense. But at that point, it was too late, and they gave up a goal. So the big mistake that they made in this game, as far as I'm concerned, was changing their style of play when they were leading 2-0. At the point at which they were leading 2-0 at the 56th minute, they should have pushed for another 10, 15 minutes and tried to get a third goal. So we've seen this many times. I remember, I think it was 2 years ago when City won the championship. Before that, Arsenal was winning. And I remember in March, City and Arsenal played each other, and Arsenal uh, parked the bus and drew with Man City. Then the week later, I think Arsenal lost to Aston Villa. They dropped 2 points to Man. No, they could have played. They should have played for 3 points against Man City. Man City's back was against the wall. Arsenal was the best team in the league, and playing City at home. Arsenal was at home. They parked the bus against City and played for a draw. And this is the problem with Arsenal. A lot of times they play to protect leads and they play for draws because they think that the rest of the league will just sit down and let them win the championship. At some points, Man City looked like they weren't playing well. Man U looked like they weren't playing well back in the day. But a lot of these teams are picking up steam. And Man City right now will be encouraged to win their next match and only be 2 points behind Arsenal. And right now, I believe Arsenal can hear the footsteps coming.